Hello and welcome, Rahul. And you're watching me on my Facebook page on my YouTube channel, Rock My Talks. And if you're watching me consistently, welcome back to my channel. I usually come with latest information and try to inform you of latest development. Because we are living in an information age. And if you are keeping yourself abreast with the latest development, if you are honing your skills and trying to keep a pace with the latest development, and assimilating and acknowledging all the developments, what will happen? You'll have an ease over others because we live in a country which is still developing and we have huge population. So there is a mad scramble everywhere for opportunities. And if we will be able to keep ourselves updated, honed with the skills, having multiple skills, we will certainly find a better edge over others. This is what I want to foster, and that is why I repeatedly say that if you will be listening to me continuously, at least your communication skill will grow. Because in our developing country, in this India, still global language are given values. Because whatever financial system or whatever development process is going on everywhere, this language plays a role, and that is why there is a demand of that very thing. I would not say that it become a entity which belongs to foreign country. I would not say that, but recognize what is essential for you, and which is essential. This is your responsibility to adapt that. To make yourself informative. Because if you are not adapting the change, you are being obsolete. And this is my purpose, that you don't become obsolete. You become someone who could be competent, who could be demandable in the market. So don't think with a perspective. These are negative feelings. These are negative thought that binds you. Not this language belongs to foreign people. We should not speak that very language. You should not have that kind of mentality. Rather, you think of yourself that if I will be able to invent something new, grabbing and accumulating all the knowledge that is laid down in this very language, I can do miracle for my own country. This way you think that what kind of development I can bring into the system, so that everybody could leverage that very system and that very thing that I have invented. If you can bring that kind of changes, if you have broader perspective rather than narrow perspective, you can bring better changes in our world. And development not only depends on physical reality, and physical constraints, rather bringing a vision, that camaraderie, bringing that humility, personal relationships, respect for each other, and understanding will certainly develop our reason. And this plays a vital role. If we will be fighting each other, if we will be contradicting each other, there will be no space for harmony, for humility, for respect. What will happen? We will be filled with hatred, we will be filled with agony, we will be filled with anger, and in that very vibration, you resonate with such kind of band of frequency which does not attract abundance. So, in order to be an abundant country, you have to understand that peace is vitality. Peace is one of the most vital thing for our country. That is what you have to recognize, and that is why I talk about personal development, mindset, growth, motivational talks, instilling character in people, and that is important. There was a time, India was at pinnacle. In the long history, if you will read history book, Gautam Buddha, Mahavir Jain, these were the people who were giving teachings to our society, and at that very time, our country was developed. Many foreigners were coming to our country to get knowledge. Takshila and all these universities happened later on, not at that big time. But Gautam Buddha, he started a revolution. Many countries adopted Buddhism, but in our country, all the knowledge that he has imparted in Pali language, Gautam Buddha, you know, were laid down. But what happened thereafter? Our country is still not developing. What happened? What was the cause? If you will have intuitive mind and spiritual development, you can decipher everything whatever is happening. You will think of all this development with a different angle. You can know that what happens when you are on deathbed. Many people say that the people who is dying, who remembers everything whatever happened in 5 minutes. our intuitive mind in less time start acting. We become very curious what will happen after death, what good things I have done, what bad things I have done, we will try to recall our karma of every year, whatever we have done mistake in past, it will come to our mind because we are afraid and we are curious to know what will happen to our future at that very time when we are on deathbed. These are the realities. No one has seen beyond death what will happen, but our experiences tell the truth. Whatever we experience with our senses, we try to construct that, we try to write it, and we try to make you feel that whatever we perceive, it could be reality. It is really reality. There is a big warfare in the spiritual realm, that you have to understand. There is a big warfare going on, and only few people will understand who perceive that through the intuitive process, through the intuitive mind. So these are the things that you have to understand. Gautam Buddha was teaching really good, and he was bringing a very good development, very fostering very good society in the people. And he has done everything in his spiritual realm and practices and teachings that can transform our world. I would not say that, but it is difficult to change our inner wisdom or inner thought process, whatever has been rooted since childhood in our brain. To contradict that, it becomes difficult to counteract. But we have to. If you want to be a person who can be ascended or who can have better thought process, you have to be an inquisitive mind who can question everything which is important. In Hindu religion, there are many bad practices. We cannot say that. Every religion has its own pros and cons, and that's why I'm a Hindu. That's why I observed that. How can you bring bad rituals in our life? Yes, celebrating everything is good. Bringing harmony, bringing peace is good, but you start worshipping everything, devoting yourself to everything, and start killing other people, or finding derogatory mark who is contradicting your process, that you have brought in rituals, your understanding that it is bad thing. If you start murdering others on the cause of just because you are worshipping monkeys, if you are doing that and others are questioning that, why you are trying to kill that? At that very time, at the time of Buddha, at the time of Mahavir Jain, they were more enlightened. They were talking, if you read their books, you will see that they were talking from very deep perspective. Everything starts from your mind, your process, your thought process. How can you contradict? If you contradict yourself, I'm just asking you, whenever you do believe in small things, I just want to tell you, contradict that. Can you contradict, I will not worship a monkey? Whenever you go visit a temple, you see that God is placed there, and if you want to contradict that, can you do that inside of you? There is a fear in your mind. What will happen if the Lord will get angry upon me? He will bad will happen in my family, bad will happen to you. Yeah, it may be. I just want to tell you, instead of doing that, worshipping every kind of bad creatures, you have worshipped almost everything, every elephant to ant, you have created every kind of god, and you started worshipping that. I just want to contradict within your mind. You are not able to contradict that. You are a fearing person. You are a timid person. It happens to your mind. You cannot change your thought process. It is deeply rooted in your brain. And if you will change that, I certainly guarantee you that you will become an enlightened person thereafter. If you will start inquisitive mind, if you will having inquisitive mind, questioning everything, you certainly become developed. You are fearing yourself, your deep rooted conscious, and what happened thereafter at the time of Gautam Buddha. Not as there many rituals were there. What happened? Some people started in a society worshipping monkey, worshipping an elephant, and they brought in rituals. They all treated all the minds, till today. And because of the celebration and rituals, everybody started worshipping. And those entities, because of the wavelength of your mind, waves of your mind, in the light, you know, they found a consciousness. If you will contradict that, they will contradict you. The same Lord, whatever you say, there are many entities. We don't call them God. I don't call them God. I don't call them anything. But there are billions of entities like that. They got consciousness and they will contradict you. You choose few people in power, they will try to control you. When you will try to topple them, they will try to control you. They will do every kind of activities to make you their own slave. You know, this is same happens in the spiritual realms. That is what I want to tell you. If you can bring changes within, I don't want to contradict, you know, everything in front of people, but within, you can change yourself. Your mind is here, your body is here, your thought process is going within your mind. Can you change yourself? It is a big challenge to you. You cannot. Very few people will be able to do that. That is what I'm telling you. If you will find ascension in spirituality, you will feel everything, whatever is going on wrong, you know. I just don't want to say you that you just forget your religion. I will not forget my religion. Even I visit all the places, you know, but I just want to tell you, whenever you see any kind of Lord, you try to worship within, you know, there is a God there who is listening to you. All the time you worship in a temple or anywhere, the only one person listen to you, that is universal force, who is listening to you, who is bringing peace to you, who is bringing all your wishes true. Who is listening to that? The wavelength that you have created. The perceiving reality is only universal force. And this is happening in the spiritual realm. You know, so don't waste your time. Try to ascend. Try to recognize your power where it resides. And I just want to give you more insights. You know, many people advocating that. You know, many big people who have good knowledge, they have been defined as a scientist. They even tell that why don't eat non-veg all the time. You know, I am a non-vegetarian, I also eat that, but Gautam Buddha and other people told that it is not a bad thing. You know, the hatred that you possess for other people, you know, in your mind, that they eat everything, you know, it is a wrong thing. It is a path that you call, you know. This is a path that you are keeping hatred in your mind for other people. This is the biggest thing, the biggest wrong thing that you are possessing than that eating non-veg, you know. But I don't justify that in that big way. If you are getting, you know, you have to wash your body, you have to cleanse your body, you know. If you are not brushing your teeth, you know, keeping yourself muddy all the time, you know, if you're keeping mud on your body and if you're not cleansing it, it will be stinky. You will not have good thoughts, and the same will happen. The same will happen in spiritual realm, and that is why you have to maintain a process, maintain a vital thing within your body. You know, consuming every kind of food is legible if you want to live, but if you want to resonate in a particular higher frequency, you have to adapt that way, change. You have to take good foods, vegetarian foods, maybe better foods, you know, better nutrient, but not non-veg. It discarded. It is a stinging process. If you are consuming everyday non-veg and you think that you can resonate in that kind of frequency, which try to attract divine frequency, it's never going to possible. It is not possible. It never happens. And that is why if you want spiritual insights, it is better to consume better foods. You know, Gautam Buddha told that occasionally you can take non-veg, you know, and I just support the same. But you have to cleanse your body before going into a spiritual realm, before doing certain, you know, meditation or whatever you are doing. You have to cleanse your body, and this is the reality. This is the reality. And how badly they are, you know, if you are an agnostic or any kind of, you know, non-believer, that doesn't mean it is restricting your knowledge. You don't have such kind of depth experience of life. That's why you are talking that non-veg is every time good, you know. It never happens that way. If you want to have better spiritual feelings, better insights, you have to cleanse your body. This is a process. Thank you for listening to me.